Hi, hello everybody. Welcome back to the Beastie Room. Now, we've had quite a few videos recently where we've been producing slings, and we've pulled a few egg sacs and bits and pieces, and we're getting a lot of questions about how do we go about feeding these very, very small spiders. Now, at the moment in the Beastie Room, we've got quite a mixture of stuff that we've bred and bits that we've brought in as well, and some of them are extremely small, and a lot of them are feeding on these fruit flies. Now, one of the biggest questions we get is how do we get these little things here into a little pot like that? Well, we're going to show you. So what we do, this is our fruit fly. Now, you can buy these in the shops, or you can breed your own. If you buy the pots, get the stuff, the compound in the bottom. You can buy all this online and produce your own, which is what I generally do. And then every now and again I buy a couple of pots, mix them up, keep them going, because I think if you keep doing the same ones, they will eventually die out. So what we do, we're going to run through this pretty quick. So get your pot. That's one empty pot, it's your fruit fly pot. Important that you get one with a hole in it with a sponge. This is most important. So you've got that, and then all we do is we tap this, take our sponge out, and you will see now we can start tapping our fruit flies from one pot into the other. Yeah? So we just do that. Notice we haven't lost any yet. Put our lid back on. So these can go back on the shelf now. It's important when you're keeping your fruit flies that you keep them relatively cool. If you keep them out in the heat in your room, they will die off a lot quicker. So I keep mine in the cupboard here, which is quite it's a couple of degrees cooler. This is a batch that we had before. All of the fruit flies have been eaten, and as you can see here, we've got the second batch. Now, most fruit flies will have a second batch, and these are the maggots. And all we've got to do now is wait for these pupate, and they will turn into fruit flies again, and then from them we can take off some to start a new batch. And as you can see, it just goes on and on and on. Now, you buy these in the shops, they're like £3.50 a box. If you breed your own, you can cut that down to pennies, literally pennies. Must keep them cool though. Once they're finished, they end up like this, and this is just a black mess. You'll notice all the food is gone. There is nothing left here now. There is the odd maggot, but these aren't really going to be of any use to anything now. So this pot is in effect finished. It's gone. So it's no good. So all we do is we throw it away, clean the pot up, wash the sponge out, and hey presto, that's back to go again. So we can start all over again. Keep them running. Right then, so we've got our fruit flies. Now then. Now we've got to get them into our tiny little sling pots. Now what we got here, these are very, very cool little spiders, and these are very important spiders. And as you can see here, if you'd like to come over, I don't know if you can see him. There's one there. Can we get a decent shot of that? We will see some more. If we keep up close on here, we can do it. So what we're going to do is we just tap our pot, take our sponge out, we've got our lid, and then we just tap them out. And all we're looking at is getting a couple in. You see, just a couple. There you go, lid on. And we're going to flip through this box now. You can see there's a couple there that have gone from before. There you go. As you'll see, we're doing it inside a pot, and this is because you will get some fruit flies will escape. There you go, there's a lovely one, look at him. Very, very nice. Anyone guess what that is? Get a real nice view of that. And you can see it's got a lovely big abdomen on it. And it's important these guys get fed relatively regularly. So I tend to do these maybe twice a week. We're just going to pop a couple more in. You see there, that one, he's not overly bothered. There you go, he's done. When you get a few that are in your pot, you can just pick them up, flick them back in the pot. Take that one there, there's another one there. There you go, just flick them in. It's as easy as that. Oh, guess if we don't throw the lid away. Go for another one. This also gives you a good opportunity to have a quick look at your spider, make sure he's okay. There we go, another lovely one there. Anyone guess what these are yet? Right. These are a future breeding project, and we've got quite a number of them. Here we go, straight in there. As you'll see, there's one or two running around on the desk, so we literally pick them up, drop them straight in. Pick them up, pop them straight in. You see that? They're still good. Enough for you to play with, camera lady. We can literally just get hold of them. We can pick them up. There you go. There's a couple in there. So all we're looking at for these very small ones, we're only needing 2 or 3 in there at a time, and that is it. So now we're going to move on, and we are going to try a different one now.
What were they?
Should we tell them?
Mm.
Should we tell them? No. No, we're not. It's going to be a surprise for later on. Right then, so now we've got some others here. These are in a slightly different setup. Now these are Linotheli Phallax, which are really, really cool spider, and these are very, very small. And we've put them in these pots here. These are old cricket pots that we're making use of here, and these are very, very small. So you'll notice they like it quite dry. So what we do is we literally throw in half a dozen or so like that, and then leave them to it. They will be hidden away. They don't always come out. So what we can do is we're looking for webbing to see what we've got. Literally dump them in like that. The absolute beauty of feeding fruit flies is the fact that they are inoffensive, so they're not going to upset our spider. As you can see, we got webbing here, and there's webbing round here as well. Don't know if you can pick that up, and there's webbing all through here. You can see it now. You see how it's catching, it's moving everything. So that's how we know that our spider is still good. So we literally throw a few more in there. That's him done. You notice we're not worrying about anything running out. None of our spiders have got any intention of leaving these homes. Again, you see all the webbing. You can pick it up here. When we throw our fruit flies in, you'll see the fruit flies will stick to the webbing. See that? They're walking on it. So this is how we know. If we want to add a little bit of water, we can use our pipette, and all we do is we literally just spray a little bit like this. That is enough. They won't want any more than that. So that's them. That's our Phallaxes done. Now we're going to another absolutely wonderful webber. That's these guys here. Now I can't say this very well, but these are harmonicons. And I can't pronounce the bottom, so you can read that because I can't pronounce it. But they are a harmonicon. Now these are very similar to the funnel webs, and they get really big as well. And as you can see there, some absolutely gorgeous webbing. Beautiful, beautiful webbing. Another one here. I don't know if we've actually... Now there's one of them there. There's a spider there. Can we see that? Let me turn it round. You see them? These are an absolutely stunning spider when adult, and these will be a future breeding project. Now these guys are actually at a size now where they're big enough to take small crickets and things, but they will also take the fruit fly as well. So we'll just give them a little treat with these, and that's them. See how easy it is? So that's them. Who else have we got? And you can see now literally how fast we can fly through these spiders. Very, very quick and easy. This is another Phallax. You can see where this one has webbed up everywhere. And they're very, very small. If we can perhaps find him. There he is. See him coming out the bottom? Here he comes. Can we see that?
A bit light.
There he is. So these are very, very tiny. So what we'll do, it's more. The last of these fruit flies in this one, and that's them done. Lovely job. So you can see now that we can absolutely fly through. Now not everything's on fruit flies, so some things we do actually give mini mealworms. These are very good for your very small spiders. Now we can try with these. These ones are these are bi-roots. I don't know if we're going to get to see them. There's one there. Now these have an amazing blue colouring when they grow up. Now, as you can see, that one there, he is roughly maybe 3 centimetres. And he will take one of these. So as we can look in here, and you can see now that we've got different sizes of mini mealworms. So some of them are very small, like this one, and then we've got others that are quite large, a little bit bigger. There you go, there's a nice big, that's an adult. So what we're looking at for our little spider here, he will actually take on one of these adults, no problem at all. So we can pop him in there, and I don't know if he'll actually take him. But that is all we need to do with him. Now we can just leave them in there like that. We've got another one for this one. We'll pop that one in there. Now water wise, I only fill the water in these once a week, so I literally just put a piece in there, and then a little piece on the moss like this, and that is enough. They don't need any more. That is all they need. You'll notice that the substrate in these is very dry. Everything is dry. This is one of the common failings with slings, is people keep them far too wet. You really don't want to keep them wet. Who else have we got? These are another one. Now, these are an interesting one. These are our young Sturmeys. Now what we have to do, we have to be careful with these guys. So we've got a catch cup here. There's always a catch cup on the desk, and we have different sizes depending on what we're doing. But we've always got something to hand. Now this is a young Sturmey you'd have remembered from the eggs. Now this is a These are growing on really nicely now. Now occasionally, most of the time, these will have roaches or crickets. Every now and again, just for a little treat, we give them one of these, and we can pop that in there. Don't know if he'll be hungry. Doesn't seem too bothered. No, not very hungry. So what we do is we can fill his water dish up. I only have a little bit, and we do the same with these. A little bit on the moss, but you'll notice with these that these are damper. So we keep the substrate damp on these because of their Theraphosa. So they very important that they have that moisture, and you can see there's moisture in the side of the tub. They can sit there like that. Now also you'll notice with these as well, there's no air holes in the lids with these, and this is what's holding that moisture in. But as we feed once a week, that change of air that we're doing now, because that's open, that will allow that air out and be replaced with fresh air. And then we just pop it back on. That's him done for a week. So we've got 2 more here. We will try those. Again, the same system. You notice at the moment none of these spiders are looking like they really want to run off anywhere. Famous last words. So what we look for is a nice lively one. Well, he's got it. And as soon as that moves, he'll be on it again. Oh, he's watching me now. I've probably spooked him a little bit now. And we'll just put a little bit of water in the bowl. So we don't want to frighten him. That's all he needs. Stick a little bit on the moss. You don't need much, that one's quite damp. There you go. I'll put that back there. Try another one. Let's see if this one will work. They never walk the way you want them to. Is he going to go? I don't think so. Now you'll also notice that there's been a bit of a trend going on with these spiders, and that is the majority of them are in reasonably small enclosures. They don't need to be fancy, they just need to be nice and simple and basic, and this is going to help you look after your spiderling and take better care of it. So that's them. Now we've got a couple of sabars that talking about housing that need to be rehoused. So they are at the moment in these sling pots. Now we can see here that that's one there. You can see that. Bit difficult. But they're only small at the moment. So what we're going to do is we're going to put it into this tub here, and as you can see there's the size difference in the tubs, so it's getting an upgrade. And all we do now, you notice there's no water bowls in any of these. We don't need a water bowl in with our slings like this. So all we do now is we literally pop it out. Now with these guys it's important you have a catch cup ready, which is why we put the new home inside another box. And we're going to just try and tease this one out. There you go. Oh, you see, he's already out. Now this is a Sabar Blue, very pretty one. You see, that's lovely, and he's slowly starting to get a little bit of colour about him. So what we're going to do now is we are going to try and get him back into his pot. I hope we haven't got another pot. What we're going to do is we're going to stand that inside our mealworms. I'm going to put this in here, and we are going to tap him. If he wants to go. They don't all want to go. There you go, he's in. He will set up home now, nice and easy. We'll put our lid on. And you'll notice with these ones we've got air holes in the top. And that's because with our sabars, they don't appreciate being damp. So they prefer a drier environment. We've got one more here. Hopefully this one will go in without running off. So again, we literally, what they tend to do is they like to run out of the pot, but then they follow the pot round, so they run underneath it. I'm going to go, there he goes, that's it, he's in. You see that? Very pretty spider. Right, so that's them done. Nice and easy. We've got them labelled already, so they've got their labels on. Now we can put them up on the shelf, put them where we want them to be. Now we've got here's some of our Celedonia slings, and as you can see there's one there. You just see him there, tiny little thing, and they're in their simple setups. So they've got a little bit of moss, some building material, they've got holes in the bark. Yeah, very, very simple, but you'll notice it's dry as well. So what we do with them is these guys are going to have some fruit flies. And what we can do, actually, we can drop these straight in from here. So what we do is we put a tiny little dab of water in, nothing much, tiny little bit, and then we literally just flick our couple of fruit flies in. There you go, there's two in there, and that's him done. That's him finished. You see he's running around now, so he'll soon mop those up. And we can work our way through, and we can do the whole bunch like that. So it's very, very simple. I think we've just about covered most of them. We can look at these. These are just to try and show you how simple we like to keep these slings. Now this is an Anthoscura geniculata. This is a youngster. You can see it in there, and that's already showing some colours. You can see the bands on the legs. Very, very pretty. And as you can see, this is in a tiny pot, but in terms of its size to the actual amount of space it's got, there's more than enough room. But we keep it very simple. It doesn't need to be a lavish setup when they're slings. And then these guys will take on these mealworms as well. There you go, she's took that straight away. And by keeping your pots nice and simple, you can see exactly what's going on. You'll also note that this is a species that that does enjoy humidity as an adult, but as a youngster we keep them on the dry side, and then all we can do, she will get all of her water through her food. And then if needs be, if we want to add a little bit, we will literally just get up a bit and we will just put a little drop in like so, and that is enough. And that will give you all of the humidity and everything else that you need to keep that spider happy. Nice and simple. So as you can see, there is no need to keep to go extra special. This is this one in here, same size pot. This is an Aminia, a young Aminia. You can come over and have a look at this. This is a very pretty spider. What we can do, this has got a piece of cork bark in there. And that's because this is an arboreal spider, so it likes to web up. So by giving it that piece of bark, it will give it something nice to web to. Now, I don't know whether we can try and get this one to feed. Try and find a lively one. They do like a bit of movement. Here we go. Hey, there we go. Now she's took that. Oh, didn't like the light. But you get the general idea. And you can see from there, and you can also see as well, although that's quite a nice sized individual there, we're not worrying about our fingers. It's not really a problem with these guys. The small ones, they're really not interested. So there you go. Right. Well, I hope that's cleared up a few things of how we feed some of our stuff. It's obviously, this isn't an in-depth thing. This is just a brief overview to show you just a little bit about what we do and how we do it. Especially with the fruit flies. That is the easiest way to deal with your fruit flies. And then when you're finished, if you've got some left in your pot, you just tip them back into your main food pot, and they'll be fine. What else have we? I'll tell you what, we got one more we can show you. Now these are baby Vietnam blues, and there's 100 of them in here. So what we do is we can take our lid off. I can hear you all screaming, oh my god, no, don't take the lid off. Now then, as you would have seen, they've all disappeared. They've all gone down into the substrate, and you can see this substrate, this is very, very dry, but they've built their web all over. You can see the molts are everywhere. So what we can do is we can keep these guys like this for quite some time, and they won't predate on one another as long as you keep them really well fed. You might lose the odd one, but then with slings there is a certain amount of them that will die anyway. It's just part and parcel of nature. Now these guys are big enough that they will actually take these mealworms. So we'll give them some of these, and this is all we do, is we literally just throw them all in like this. I don't know if any of them are going to be brave enough to come out. You can see some of them are loitering in the background. Here comes one here. Ooh, ooh, nearly came out. Here he goes. Oh, he's trying. You can see what they're doing is they're literally sitting just in the mouths of the holes, and as soon as something gets close enough, they're trying to pull them out. There's one here. Why don't you never walk the way you're supposed to? Oh, straight in. There's one coming out over here in this corner. Notice how the mealworm's now playing dead. Ooh. Oh, no. So that's how we do the boxes where we have large numbers, but you must wait for them to actually pop into slings. Right, we'll leave them be, let them eat in peace, They haven't long been fed, so they're not very keen, to be fair. Right, well I hope you enjoyed that. A little insight as to what we get up to. And yeah, until next time, don't forget, be calm, be gentle, and love your spider. I'll see you soon, guys.